Hello, everyone, and welcome back to AEC Today Reports. We're so happy to be with you on this Thursday. We've missed you. We hope you've missed us as well. We're really excited about tonight's episode. We're bringing back our money management segment. We're talking about building wealth and learning how to close some of those wealth gaps that exist in some of our communities. So you don't want to miss that. And we have a very special conference coming up that you're going to want to hear about as well. In addition to that, we were so excited because for first time in a long time, we've been able to be on the ground of some of the activity of what you guys are doing out there in the churches. And we're happy to kind of share our experience out there. And last but not least, of course, we got to get back into this fitness. Have you guys been doing your exercises? Have you been staying healthy out there? Because Faye will be back to help us remind us of some of those things that we should be doing to engage our bodies, especially as we're looking to end this summer and in the next few weeks. So we have all of those great things coming up right after this break.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
All right, everyone, we're back with AC Today Reports, and we're really excited because we're able to get back into some of those wonderful segments that we've been enjoying all year long. And one of them was our money management segment. And that's where we're sharing tips and information with you to help you make wiser choices with the gifts that God has blessed you with. And today we're very happy to have, as part of our money management segment, Joseph Nyamwange. He is the chairman and CEO of the Nyamwange Investments and Foundation. And we're going to talk to him a little bit more about all of those things. But we're really happy to have this segment back, and we know you're going to learn a lot. So I'm going to invite him on at this time. How you doing, Joe?
Hey, Tasha, how are you?
I'm awesome. I'm excited because you have so much exciting things going on, and we want to talk about some of them. But we always like to start off, though, by checking in. How are you doing? You know, COVID is still around. It's changed life for so many people. How have you been managing all of that?
Well, thanks so much for asking that question. It's been a lot of change that's been happening, and just in general, right? Whether it's kind of getting used to the pandemic experience. My daughter was born in the middle of the pandemic. We're literally expecting a baby in a month, right, in September. All this is happening now. So we're getting a baby boy. It's my dream, my prayer. So God's been good. So it's been a lot of good stuff, but it's been a lot of movement, a lot of change. But either way, he's covered me, man. And he's been phenomenal.
All right. Awesome. Now, we also, this is AEC Today Report. So we always like to throw out that AEC connection. So tell us about your affiliation with AEC. I know, are you still a member in,
Yeah. So, yep. I'm a member of the exec board. But I'm a lifer, AEC lifer. I was born and raised in Jersey City, attended Bethel Seventh-day Adventist Church. Got involved in youth ministries at a young age. Just whether it be the camp meeting experiences, I remember, Claude Harris and some of the activities he used to do kind of growing up, and Camp Davis did the whole experience.
Okay.
Became an elder. So I'm an Allegheny East lifer. For the most part.
We love that. We love that. We always like to throw out that connection. And, I said that this is the money management segment, and anybody who knows you or follows you knows that this is a particular passion of yours. Yeah. But before we kind of delve into that, tell us a little bit about your foundation and how that got started, and then we'll talk about the other piece.
Yeah. So I always kind of saw my foundation as my personal ministry. I think I spent, there was a season of my life where I was very critical on just a lot of things that weren't happening. And I found myself having a lot of conversation about problems, whether it be institutionally or problems in the community. And I think God, kind of impressed on me, like, stop talking. Like you need to be the solution. You are the church, right? And so at that point is when kind of the Nyamwange Foundation birth, and I wanted to make an impact in our communities, and I wanted to focus on specifically young people. So our mantra was improving urban cities one child at a time, and we do it through a couple of various ways. Number one is scholarship, right? So education has been a big piece of me and my family. So we provide scholarship, and we also give children, some of our young people, leadership development skills so they can learn to become advocates.
Okay.
The second piece is around community service. So we teach them this concept of, being their brother's keeper. We also partner with community service organizations, and we do community service work with them. Okay. And the last one, which I'm probably the most excited, Tasha, is helping children and our young, especially African Americans, learn about their self-identity, who they are. And
so
the way we do that is we literally take kids to Africa to learn about their history, where they're from, and understand that the contributions that they've made to the world are much more bigger than what they probably learned in school, right? We were before slavery. And then more importantly, to see that, look, our future is beautiful, right? So we have a tied legacy, and that they have a place called home, right? And so that's kind of really the heart of what the foundation's all about.
That's beautiful. I mean, there's so many adults. I mean, I recently went to Africa. I guess it was maybe 3 years ago for the first time, and it blew my mind, that experience. It was life-changing.
Oh yeah.
And to know that kids will get that experience at an early age, that's powerful for their development as a person. That's great to add that element to what you guys are doing. I think that makes that extra special.
Of course.
Now, of course, anytime you start the course of giving back and meeting needs, you kind of discover that there are additional needs. Even as you're meeting those needs, other needs come to the forefront. And I think that's kind of where your Nyamwange, am I saying your name right?
Yeah, perfectly, actually. I'm pretty pleasantly surprised.
The investments side of it came. And so share with us a little bit about where that leg of this thing came from.
Yeah, Tasha, the reality is part of the scholarship application process is a lot of kids provide and share details around their income, right? How much, kind of where they are financially. And while we were getting hundreds of applications, majority of the kids had households that were making less than $20,000 a year. And there was one story in particular that really kind of accelerated this. There was a lady who came, she actually interviewed for our Birthright Africa trip. And, she seemed a little bit down. And, we kind of looked at her situation, but she was still smiling. I was like, is everything okay? And she was like, no, I'm fine. I just lost my mother, a couple of days before the interview. And I was like, wow. So I called the guidance counselor. The guidance counselor said, that girl is a hero. Her mother died of drug overdose. She was the one who was raising her and her little brother. She used to provide money, and she also had a 3.8 GPA. And at that moment, I'm like, look, I can give $1,000 scholarship. I could take these kids to Africa, but if we're not addressing, in my opinion, the elephant in the room, the economic disparity, then you know what? Education reform isn't going to move much, especially when kids are going to school to eat. They're going to school to survive. It's hard for me to kind of land that message. And so what birthed from there is, how do we help people really kind of change? How do we change the financial trajectory of a lot of our kids? And not just young people, young adults, all our people of color. And so that kind of birthed the Nyamwange Investments. And I knew that it needed its own focus, Tasha. And so we had to create an entity that was prioritizing helping our people build a financial legacy that they can be proud of. That goes beyond just making money, but how do we also then help people get wealth and identify purpose in what God has designed them, and then become impact players? And that's how I think we could change the next generation of folks for sure.
I love that. And this is a topic that has kind of come up a few times with this segment in terms of generational wealth and building generational wealth, and looking at the wealth gap that exists between our Black and brown individuals and others. And a lot of it has been a lack of education. It's not that people don't want to, they just don't know how. And so this is great, because what you're providing is the education that so many don't even know they need. One, you're creating awareness that this is an issue. Of course. And two, you're providing tools to help them figure out how to make some wise choices for themselves. Now, I know you have a very, very exciting conference coming up this weekend, and I want you to tell everyone about that, because I think that's a great introduction for some people into making this shift that some of us need to make.
Yeah, look, I'm real pumped. We've been working for this time for the last 6 or 7 months. And it's a free event where we're going to really help our people kind of get the tools necessary to build a financial legacy that they're proud of. I think, you kind of hit the nail on the head when we talked about just not knowing, right? There's so much like information out there and everybody's talking a whole bunch of stuff and it's easy to get lost. And what a lot of people do is just retreat. They're like, you know what, whatever. I'll just, continue to do this 9 to 5 that I hate. And, I have to put food on the table. It's, it kind of is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And what I wanted to do is provide from the lessons I've learned and how God has helped me build wealth in my family. How do we simplify it in a way that our people can get it? And we wanted to focus on just a couple critical areas where we were going to talk about how do we eliminate that debt mindset, right? Not just numbers, because that's important,
Mm-hmm.
but getting out of this consumption mindset and think more ownership, the way God designed it. How do we help our people also protect their wealth, right? So as you continue to build, how do we stop the enemy from the snares that he's going to throw your way to stop you from living out your purpose, right? And then number 3 is how do you now take what you make and invest it? Similar to the parable of the talent. It's our responsibility to take the gifts that God has given us, not just talents, but our financial gifts, and to maximize it. So we want to give the tools necessary. And then the last piece is, now how do we put legacy in context to all of this? And Tasha, as exciting I am about the topics, I'm more excited about the people who are going to be participating in these topics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have experts who are extremely passionate about it, right? So Mark Simmons is a good friend of mine who really understands about wills and life insurance policies and making sure we're doing the right mechanisms. Stephen Ng, a man after God's own heart, who is a teacher who understands investments and stocks. Isaac Hebron, who's a real estate guru in my perspective, young guy and he already owns 40 plus properties, and he makes good residual. And then Varney, who masters in credit, help people get their credit right, but he also specializes in debt elimination. And then lastly, man, I call my boy Myron to really, really just hit home the importance of legacy and why we have to care about our finances today. It's our spiritual obligation, not just it's not just a mechanism just to build wealth. So it's connected. It's a good thing. I think we as an institution, as a church, we need to own that back. Like God wants us to build wealth. It's never intention for us to be struggling with financial anxiety, going to church worried, trying to just, live in a nirvana of praise, knowing that you're going to go home when you got bills to pay and you can't afford it. That was never God's design. And so that's what we really wanted to hit home, this weekend.
That's quite a lineup there. And I love the layered approach. I mean, you have this, now what's next? Now that you're just building, you're continuing to build. And, what I love about it, it's free.
Yep.
We have people who have lived what they're telling us. So this is not just some theories that they're throwing out at us. And, we're kind of running out of excuses for why. There was a time when people didn't have access to internet. They didn't have access to information as readily as they do today. So this is something that everyone should take advantage of. I'm going to put the flyer back up one more time so you can see where to register. That's conference.financiallegacyacademy.org. And then, of course, you see where you can follow on social media. So this is great. I know you're excited about it, right?
I'm pumped.
Now, is this the beginning of a series of these types of things? Or is this something that
Look, I think so. A couple of things. I think number one, our people need community. And I think our people are going to need a coach or someone to help guide who understands not just the how, but who can empathize with the struggle. Because our people have gone through some financial trauma, right? You think about, especially being an African-American, you grow up where you're only exposed to success in the entertainment arena or in sports. You don't see a lot of successful people around you. you witness your parents going through hardship working, to all these kind of, odd hours just to provide. So, and then you're told that, you were a slave, that contribution to the world, you don't do much. Right. Take into that account with also not getting the information you need. There's a level of financial trauma that our people have gone through. And so being able to, again, someone who understands the power of community and who can empathize with the struggle is going to be key. So there's a lot of stuff coming, but this is going to be the first of many for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. And, I talked about some people not knowing, but there's some people who know, like intellectually, they know what they should be doing. But there's that piece that's missing. Maybe it's the community that you're speaking about, or someone that gets their minds unstuck from believing this is just how it is. This is how it was for grandma. Correct. This is how it was for mom. This is what it's going to be for me. And it seems like this type of conference will help us kind of move from just knowing to actually doing. And
well, let me say this, Tasha. I was there. Just so you know, I kind of shared this in my testimony in my announcement video. Back in 2014, I was $100,000 in debt. I owed a lot, right? Like I was under the impression that I was gonna have to work till I was 80, 90, whether you hate, love, live your job, that my life was for work. And God was just telling me that's not the case. And it started from community. It started from me connecting with like-minded people who had enough. Like I felt that burden of, dang, I got to pay $1,000 of interest every month. I got a mortgage I got to pay. And I was single at the time. I didn't even have a family, to provide. And God didn't want me to put me there. And so I started reading. I started getting a lot of stuff, information, and the Lord's been pouring. And the good thing is that if you just read your Bible, right, with a different lens, a lot of the guidelines on how to be financially well is in the Bible, right? Yep. Even our biblical heroes, they were wealthy. Like, make no mistake about it, right? I know there's this, theology that poverty and holiness kind of are aligned. That's a fallacy that we need to stop preaching. Right. David, billionaire. Joseph was extremely rich, and he helped Egypt be one of the richest countries in the world during that time. Solomon, a trillionaire in modern days, value. So the list goes on and on of some of our Christian heroes who had wealth, and because of their wealth, God used them to give. And so yeah, I'm going to say something, and I know we're about to wrap up, but there are a lot of Christians who believe that sometimes God doesn't want some of us to be wealthy, because if we had wealth, we think it would cause us to go astray. What do you say to those type of? I just want to say I think it's 100% false, and let me tell you why. Money is amoral. It doesn't have. There's not an emotion attached to it. What money does do, though, it exposes people. And so it's never God's design for you to be poor. Right. What God knows is that you have a problem. And guess what? Even if you didn't get money, you're still going to struggle in some other arena. And so what God is really trying to get us to is character building. And that's what's different in this conference, Tasha, about others. I'm not in the business just to make rich people. That's not what God called me to do this. Is what I'm trying to do is help our people become financially free so they can live out the purpose that God has designed them. Like, just think about it for a second, Tasha. Like, imagine just the amount of ideas that can come flowing from your church if everybody had no debt and were millionaires. Yeah, you won't be able to count. And I think that was what God's original design was, man. Even if you look at the children of Israel who left Egypt, he made it clear, like, y'all, people are going to come to y'all for wealth, right? You're not going to be going out there begging people. And we just don't come from a position of strength. So to answer your question, I think it's one of the wrong mindsets that we have in terms of, God is holding back. Think about it. If you had your child, right? Would you hold back from them? You don't hold back blessings from them so they can live in anxiety. Unless they have a character issue. Right. And if they have a character issue, you address the character issue, because money will then exploit that character issue. But we won't blame the money. It's not like the money's there, it's causing them. Right. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. Okay, no, that's a great explanation. Thank you for clarifying that. No worries. All right, so this is going to be a great conference. We've all heard, we've listened to it, what you described. I'm going to put it up one more time for the people who missed it the first time. This is happening August the 29th. That's this Sunday at 4 p.m. At the bottom there, you can see where you can register, conference.financiallegacyacademy.org. Go ahead and register. It's free. You don't want to miss this. It
seems to be like it's going to be a life-changing experience for anyone.
Transformational.
I signed up, so I'll be there. And I look forward to taking my notes and getting ready to level up myself. So thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. And thank you for being obedient to your passion and to what you feel God was leading you to do, because this is something that I believe will change lives for generations to come. So thank you so much. We appreciate it.
And one thing I would say, Tasha, to that, it became a lot easier to obey God's calling when I became financially free. Like it's like straight up. Like me running my own organization, there's no bureaucracy. Like I like an idea, we do it. And I want to do everything with excellence. Yeah. God gave me resources. I want to say this before, because I know we got to wrap up.
That's fine.
But I encourage people to go read, I believe it's Chronicles 28, where David kind of shares his last thoughts to his son Solomon. Okay. And it goes to express how liberal David was. The Bible says that David gave away 3,000 talents towards God's ministry. Now, to help you put that in context, and you can do the math, in today's world, one talent was $1.4 million. So think about the amount of giving that David was able to do. When he was able to reimagine the church, the physical construct of the church, and what Solomon was able to kind of build off of, it was one of the best kept things. And so I'm in the same boat where I feel like, you know what? It's time for me to invest all my reasons. I'm putting all my chips in and helping our people become free. So, I'm listening to God's call, and I'm really excited. As you can tell, I'm very passionate and excited.
Oh, yes. Yeah. This is great. This is awesome. I'm glad we had the opportunity to chat about it. And everybody, if you're listening, you need to just go ahead and sign up. And don't just keep it for yourself. Let your friends know about it. Family, you tired of them borrowing money from you? This is what you need to send them to this conference so they can be
tell them, Tasha,
path to financial freedom themselves. So, this is awesome. One more time, just so everyone can see, you have no excuses. You have to be at this Financial Legacy Conference coming up this Sunday. All right, Joe. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll chat again another time, because I know that this is just the beginning of this series, and I'm looking forward to what you have planned in the future.
You got it. Thank you so much.
No problem. All right, everyone, we'll be right back after this short break.
Did you know that having a subscription to the Message magazine is like Burger King? Yes, I said Burger King. Burger King says that you can have it your way. Now you can have a subscription to the Message magazine your way. You can have the printed material, or you can have a digital edition to the Message magazine, or you can have the combo. You can have the printed and the digital. You can now have the Message magazine on your iPad. You can have it on your smartphone. You can have it on your computer. You can have it any way you want to, print it or digitally. All you have to do is send your subscription, and you can do that your way too. You can go to messagemagazine.com and there fill out the necessary information to receive the Message magazine and to send it to your friends. They can have it their way too. You can send a digital subscription to them, or you can send a printed subscription to them. They can have it your way. Even you can fill out the material, the information to send the Pacific Press your way. You can go to messagemagazine.com and fill out the necessary information to send it to your friends, send it to your coworkers, send it to your boss, send it to your family, or whoever you want to. You can send it your way by going to messagemagazine.com. If that is not your way, you can just put it on a piece of paper. Just write the name. Make sure you put your name. Make sure you put your church's name. Make sure you put your conference's name, and just write it down on a piece of paper and send it to Pacific Publishing Association. You can do it your way, and I trust that you will get the Message magazine your way, either digitally or the printed material. May God bless you as you send the message your way, as we preach this message to all the world so that Jesus Christ can come. Do it your way, just like Burger King says you can have the message your way. God bless you.
All right, everyone, we are back. I hope you enjoyed that segment with Joseph, and I hope that you plan to attend that conference. Make sure you sign up. Well, I kind of mentioned in the beginning that we were really excited to be able to go out into the grounds for weeks. What am I saying? Weeks, for over a year. We've kind of been talking to you all through the screen and interviewing different people, but this time we actually had to go out and be part of what you're doing and share that experience. So we want you to check out what it was like for us when we were on location at one of our churches. How you guys doing, AEC? Can you believe it? We're out on the scene again. It's been so long since we've had the opportunity to actually come out and see all the things that we've been hearing about that are happening with our churches. And today we have the opportunity to be here with the Rehoboth Seventh-day Adventist Church in Reading, Pennsylvania. This is a food distribution that they do every fourth Monday of the month. We've had Catrice Ford talking with us before, but now we got to come out and see it for ourselves. We're right now packaging the bags and everything, and we're looking forward to when the crowd arrives shortly. So I love to see this, AEC being the hands and feet of Jesus, and we're excited about being out here today.
So it's been a learning curve. When you first start something out, you never know, how it's going to go until you get into it. And so as every month came, we learned from month to month how we can do better and how we can be more organized. As we're serving the community, it's different for each community. And so one of the things, like you see this mound behind you, a mound of boxes. So when we first started out, we wasn't getting boxes ahead of time. We were unloading boxes and then loading them back up. Yeah. So it's just learning how to work smarter and not harder. And these boxes are free from Sam's Club and Costco versus ordering boxes, which are 74 cents a box. So we've learned that. Learn how to communicate better with our community. We try to have a Spanish speaking person here because it's relatively Latino community, and so we need to be able to communicate with them. So we try to have somebody on site that can speak Spanish so we can communicate better.
The crowds for this distribution starts off small in the beginning, and then gradually after time it works up until like about 25 to 30 people at a time. But the crowds start off slow, probably around 3 o'clock, about 2:30 right now, and we're out here until about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometimes we have to actually even give away more, like double it up, because we'll start running into maybe shortage of boxes and stuff. And especially if there's an influx, on average we're doing about 180 people. So if it's a very busy day, it could get up into maybe about 200 or so. Yeah. And then at that point we're scrambling for making boxes out of the boxes that we get for
We're trying to make
everything.
up because we run out of the main thing. So we just say, okay, this person is not with lucky, they get a lot of protein for the week. So we pack the box of chicken and beef or whatever meat we have.
Anything that we have.
Yeah.
So they've been very grateful, I guess you can say. Happy with a lot of, they say we're the best pantry because we create a variety for them. From every food group, we try to give them, we put together a box for them along with a shelf-stable box so they can have something from each food group. And they said they really don't get that everywhere else. So that's one of the things that they said they appreciate. And they said we're kind and we give them an abundance of food.
All right, guys, wasn't that great? It was so great to really be out there. Let me tell you guys something. If you need a boost in your day, if you, for whatever reason, if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling slightly depressed, one of the biggest pick-me-ups is to give back, to be in service. I have to say that experience was so fulfilling in so many ways that I think I'd forgotten. And so I'm encouraging all of you, find something to do to volunteer. Don't let yourself sit somewhere and feel down or beat up on yourself. Go out there and help others. It was very, very wonderful experience and something that I intend to do over and over again. And like I said, if you're doing something at your church and you want us to come out and volunteer with you and document what you're doing, please reach out to me, lhewitt@aecsda.com. All right. Well, we'll be right back after this quick break.
to Sophia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to AC Today Reports. It's been a little while, but we're returning to business as usual with our episodes. And you know how we like to end AC Today Reports with fitness. And we're happy to welcome back with us someone that is not a stranger. This is our Fitness with Faye segment. And Faye, come on up. Let's see how you've been and how things have been going.
Hi, Latasha. Hi, viewers.
How are you?
I've been staying active and having a wonderful summer. Latasha, you've been doing a fantastic job with all of your communication outreach during the summer. All the programs have just been excellent.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. And, but we've missed talking about our health and, being accountable. I told you this was kind of my weekly accountability with staying active and being engaged in exercise. So we're coming back to talk more about it. And I love the flowers behind you, by the way. Those are beautiful.
You. I tried to set up a couple little summery props.
I love it, which is perfect. Perfect for what we're going to be talking about. Because, we're at the tail end of August. And, a lot of times once Labor Day rolls around, we're like, oh, summer's over. But, we actually have a few more days, weeks left in summer. And, because sometimes in winter, that's when we could just start layering our clothes and don't really care about what we look like.
Because you can layer up.
Exactly.
Hide.
So, but summer is still around. The temperature's still warm. Many of us are still wearing our short sleeves and our tank tops, and so we want to be as healthy as possible, and hopefully it'll stick throughout the other seasons. So share with us, Faye, what are some ways that we can continue to be healthy during these summer months?
Okay, viewers. Well, one thing that you can all do is get out and walk. Enjoy the sunshine, get your vitamin D. Make sure you're walking daily. 2 to 3 times a day or more if you're able to. Ride your bikes. Get those bikes out there. Play catch with your children while you're enjoying the fresh air outdoors. Gardening is also wonderful. We can still work in those gardens, work on our grass, landscaping, and so on. Jump rope. If you're near some water, go take a walk along a lake or pond or beach. And just meditate, look around you and just, look up at the beautiful sky, the sunshine, the flowers, listen to all of the elements in the air, and just, enjoy God's magnificent creations all around us. It's such a beautiful time for that while the weather is warm. And as Latasha mentioned, during the winter, we can kind of cover up, but right now we're in, almost finished with the summer, coming to a close, and we're still in our short sleeves and more of our skin is exposed. Right. So we want to look good inside out. And viewers, something that Latasha, very important, motion equals emotion. The way we move affects the way we feel, how we feel. If we're not moving, we're not going to be feeling too good because we're not moving and everything's going to be kind of achy.
Yeah.
Our muscles get a little lethargic as well as you do. During this time, we're still during a pandemic and some of us are working from home and we're sitting a lot at our computers. It's important for you to get up every hour and move around your homes at least 10 minutes a day or stand up at your desk at the office. Pick your feet up and down, march in place, do some exercises at your desk. You can take a look at our Fitness with Faye seated exercises that you can do. There's also that big resistant, the flexibility ball that you can sit on, take a break from the chair and sit on that ball, which will help to engage your core muscles. as you balance to stay on that ball. So there's a lot of things that we can do to continue to improve our health during this health disease, trying to prevent and strengthen our immune system during these challenging times.
That's right.
To help prevent us from getting blood clots.
Mm.
That's a big thing these days with people being so sedentary. Never has there been a time that people have been so sedentary. And unfortunately, they are developing blood clots. So a wonderful way to prevent them is moving, picking your legs up and down, standing up and down, sitting down, up again, up and down from your seats, working those legs, keeping your blood circulating and flowing throughout your body. We can also do some exercises that stimulate our mind, listening to some nice calming music or some spiritual music that you like will help to stimulate your mind, and also playing some nice calming music is very refreshing to your mind, to our minds as well. We can engage in sports, baseball, basketball, tennis, swimming to cool off. There's so many wonderful things that we could still be doing now this summer.
That's awesome. The ironic thing about what you were saying, Faye, and I could hear you very clearly, but you're you would freeze a little bit, which I thought was ironic that we were talking about moving and you were just kind of like still, but we heard you. Okay, we know sometimes we have those connection issues, so
technical issues.
But you're like, the sedentary, and then you're just kind of like still, but it's great. And I'm glad you mentioned about walking like on the beach or out in nature, because I find that when I'm engaged in exercise outside or where there are other things distracting me, I tend to exercise longer, and I tend not to even view what I'm doing as exercise. It's almost like just enjoying nature, recreation, and so it does provide an opportunity that you don't necessarily get in the winter or the cooler months when you kind of don't want to be bundled up walking about outside. So that's a good tip there.
Yes, and also like the videos that we've made, the Fitness with Faye videos, I make exercise fun. So that you forget that you're actually exercising, and you just keep moving and stick with it. And get a good workout.
Yep, I definitely. We have to do more of those. We have to add to the repertoire, because there's so many different types, and that's the thing too. If people can find what they enjoy doing, some people may like even though we need to incorporate variety, some people may enjoy more of the yoga style exercise. Some people want more of that, like kind of that interval exercise we were doing, where you're running, you're stopping, you're doing some other exercises. So it's good to kind of have a variety.
Yes.
Yeah.
Latasha, we can use this time of health challenges and disease epidemics, which are holding our world captive, to improve our health and spread God's health message. If you want to shed pounds, do it. If you want to bulk up, do it. With God as our healthcare provider, like he was with Daniel and the Hebrew princes during Babylonian captivity, we can come out of this looking better, because all things are possible with God. Like Jesus, let us be about our Father's business, viewers, and take care of our temples, our bodies, these magnificent bodies that God has blessed us with.
Amen. I love that. God is our health provider.
Yes,
I like
he
that.
is.
When they ask me when I go to the doctor now, I may have to catch myself. Can't say Aetna anymore. I have to say, oh God.
Yes.
No, that's awesome. Our bodies and how we treat them do pay homage to God, and so we can't forget that spiritual responsibility we have. It's not just about the vain things, looking nice in our clothes and things of that nature, but honoring God with our temples.
Awesome. It
Awesome.
won't seem like work, it'll seem like enjoyment.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Taking care of ourselves.
That's right. And so it's been great kind of getting back into the swing of putting focus on our health, because we know healthcare is self-care. Was that what was that phrase?
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
And you know what? Let me quickly reiterate what we started with in the beginning of the year for 2021, our health tips, fitness with Faye tips. Number 1, make yourself a priority.
That's right.
Number 2, make self-care your health care.
That's right.
It's not selfish to take care of yourself. You matter, you are important. And make sure your time is measurable. We want to make sure we take the time, measurable time. It's important to give yourself enough time. You can make time in the morning or in the evening. Viewers, Latasha, we can always find things that we want to do when we want to do them, right?
That's
so
true.
Why don't you want to take better care of yourself? Let's make your health care, your self-care just as important. Think about an important meeting that you wouldn't want to miss, right? You shouldn't want to miss an appointment with your self-care, with taking care of yourself. Let's put it into another perspective. How about a hair appointment or a nail appointment or an eyelash appointment, ladies, or eyebrows? And men, a barbershop appointment. You're not going to miss that appointment or be late for it.
That's right.
Think of your body that way. Take better care of yourselves. How many bodies do we have? One. One body. How many lifetimes do you have? One. Every day is a gift. That's why it's called the present. God blessed us with these magnificent bodies once again. It's our job to take care of them and be about our Father's business. How are we going to be about our Father's business and draw others to Christ if we're broken down, saddened, and just, in pain, not able to move? Let's not just talk about it, but let's put our words into action, viewers, and move.
That's right. That's our charge.
Yes.
We've missed having our charge every week. And
yes.
This is re-energizing us. And before we go, we always like to see what your shirt says. So can you tell us what it says?
When in doubt, work it out.
There you go. Perfect timing.
Yes.
When in doubt, work it out.
There we go. When in doubt, work it out.
That's right. Keep moving. Even a little bit each day will help. Well, Faye, we appreciate it. All these tips that you've reminded us of and given us some new things for the summertime. I know that even though we had some delays with the video, I think your words, which were clear and to the point, I think will resonate well with us as we re-engage. So as you know, AEC Today is going to be once a month now. So when we come back at the end of September, we'll have even more health tips that people can build on. And, you have a month, so you can go to check in and see how you guys are doing out there with your health. So continue on this Fitness with Faye journey with us. We hope you will.
Yeah.
So welcome back, Faye.
Thank you so much, Latasha. It's great to be back with you and the viewers. Remember to check out our library of Fitness with Faye videos. There's something for everybody. All levels are welcome.
That's
right. Do what you can do. You can start off and do a little bit, maybe 10 minutes each day, and build up. Build up to it. There's strength training, chair exercises. There's cardio exercises, high intensity exercises, as well as relaxation and stretch. If you haven't seen that one, you need to check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's a particular video that you should do every week. Twice
I agree.
It'll help you relax and calm down. And we all need to relax and calm down. We all need to chill. To just relax and breathe.
Out, yeah.
Yes.
That's right. And to find those videos, you can go to our website, visit aec.org. So we hope you all will continue to engage with us and keep your health as a priority, as we were told. All right, Faye, thanks again. You have a great weekend, and we'll see you again next month.
All right. Thank you, Latasha, for having me.
My pleasure.
I wish you all well. Everyone stay active and on the move till we meet again.
That's right.
Bye for now.
All right. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you tuning in to Fitness with Faye. We'll be right back after this short break.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We had this like deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
we discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things,
but they're all pure love.
All right, everyone, that wraps up tonight's episode. We're so happy that you tuned in, and we look forward to seeing you again at the fourth Thursday in September. Until then, keep your conference in prayer. We're about to go through some major transitions with our conference, and we know that God is going to lead us into this with your prayers as we make those transitions. In addition, make sure you're staying connected with us through social media, our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see everything that we're putting out. Visit our website, visit AEC.org. On there, you will find a survey. We want to know what you want to see on your conference website. So let us know. Give us your feedback. We really, really want it. And of course, we look forward to seeing you again in September, the fourth Thursday, because the more you watch, the more you know. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next month.